Potgieter does pack up his bags and go home, it will be to his family in Cape Town and his practice there as an advocate. It is probably only Potgieter who will then be surprised when he gets the call to serve his country again. Let's move on. Just before the 1994 election, when almost everyone else in the country was preparing for a united democratic South Africa, the white right wing was calling for a whites-only Volksstaat. While the rest of the country was talking peace, the right wing was threatening war. They tried to destabilize the country through a series of terrorist attacks, and many of them ended up behind bars. Today, the Afrikaner Weerstandsbeweging and other right-wing organizations, such as the Bond van Boere Krijgsgevangenes, are pleading for amnesty for these right-wing prisoners. They claim that, like the ANC, they too were engaged in a political struggle for freedom.
The Afrikaner Weerstandsbeweging was founded by Eugene Ter Blanche and a handful of others in Transvaal in 1973. It was launched in direct opposition to the National Party because its members found the NP's race policy too liberal. Ter Blanche and his neo-Nazi organization also believed that the Afrikaner was a chosen people of God.
Lang leef die Afrikanerdom!
By the mid-1980s, the AWB was fast gaining a reputation for political thuggery. They disrupted National Party meetings and heckled speakers around the country. In the 90s, after the unbanning of the ANC, SACP, PAC and other organizations, the AWB started flexing its military muscle and threatened the government with war if the ANC ever came into power.
The intentions of the ANC is to destroy my people, to destroy everything in sight. My message to the ANC is never try to put your hands on this fatherland. We paid too dearly for it.
In 1994, on the eve of South Africa's first democratic election, there were a spate of bombings and acts of sabotage. This was a last desperate bid by the right wing to create chaos in the country.
As hulle wil hê die bomme moet ophou ontplof, dan moet hulle erkenning gee aan die volkerreg waarlangs elke volk homself mag regeer. Maar ek sê vandag, met die grootste stelligheid, kry ons nie 'n republiek nie, dan sal Suid-Afrika soos Guy Fawkes lyk. Binne 'n maand, die boere gaan hom totaal uitbrand.
Many of the right-wingers who planted bombs and committed other acts of terror were speedily arrested. At least 50 of them are still in jail today. Now the AWB and the newly formed Bond van Boere Krijgsgevangenes want the TRC to speed up the amnesty process for their so-called prisoners of war.
Ek dink die AWB is die getuienis van die stryd. Die AWB het die selfrespek van 'n volk gered om nie eerloos en knakkeloos dit wat vir hom heilig en dierbaar is weg te gee sonder om weerstand te bied nie. My volk se geskiedenis is 'n pad van stryd en weerstand bied.
Ek en ook van die boere krijgsgevangenes wat in die gevangenis is, voel dat ons het eintlik baie van ons tyd gemors binne die AWB. Wat myself aanbetref, voel ek dat ek 'n leeftyd weggegooi het deur te werk vir die AWB. Daar was geweldig baie opofferings gewees, ook deur die mense in die gevangenis. Ons voel dat ons op hierdie stadium distansieer van die AWB.
Dries Kriel has come a long way with Ter Blanche. He was a brigadier in the AWB until Ter Blanche kicked him out of the organization 2 months ago. The trouble started when Kriel handed the TRC a submission on behalf of Ter Blanche and the AWB. But Ter Blanche later denied ever having seen the document.
Dries Kriel het nie sitting op die generale staf nie en hy het ook nie toegang tot enige ander faksie van die hoofkantoor nie. Dit is so, sy gedeelte is baie klein. Hy het 6 maande daaraan gewerk en hy die bietjie wat hy gehad het, het ook al weggeloop. Ek wil nie verder oor hom praat nie, dit is kinder. Ek praat nie van ou tannies nie.
There's clearly a lot of bad blood between these two Afrikaners. Kriel now calls his former leader a coward who incited his young supporters to go out and commit crimes and then left them to rot in jail.
Ek het niemand in die steek gelaat nie. Inteendeel, ek is bereid om my lewe te gee vir dieselfde ideale waarin ek myself vasgeketting het, waarin ek my verbind het. Die ideale naamlik die verkryging van 'n eie vrye onafhanklike boererepubliek. Ek is bereid om my lewe te gee vir my makkers in die stryd.
Kyk, ek self was by verskeie bomaanvalle betrokke gewees. Ek self was 'n bevelvoerder van 'n streek en het aan talle mense opdragte gegee om dade van sabotasie te pleeg. Ek het selle gestig, van die verhoor afgepraat. Jy weet, so ek voel verantwoordelik, mede-verantwoordelik, ook vir die persone wat in die gevangenis is, omdat ek 'n deel daarvan was en ek voel op hierdie stadium moet ek my verantwoordelikheid nakom en ten opsigte daarvan getuig vir die mense. Anders as die topstruktuur van die AWB, meneer Ter Blanche, wat sê hulle het nog nooit iets verkeerds gedoen nie.
Ek kan nie verantwoordelikheid aanvaar vir dade wat nie opdragte was van die generale staf van die AWB nie. My posisie in die beweging is dat ek is die politieke leier van die AWB. Die wenkommando egter wat direk onder die generale staf val en hulle instruksies van die staf aanvaar, is ek nie voor verantwoordelik nie. Ek het my nooit ingemeng met die paramilitêre optrede van die generale staf nie.
Dries Kriel visits the prisons regularly and says the prisoners have given his new organization, die Bond vir Boere Kruisgevangenes, a mandate to speak to the TRC on their behalf. But both he and Ter Blanche claim to represent the 50 right-wing prisoners.
Dries Kriel and Eugene Ter Blanche and the other colleague, General Olofse, said to us that it took some agonizing before they came, but they realized that in a sense they reached the end of the line. They spoke of a cul-de-sac, that they had either to go back to the streets to plant bombs or they had to trust the TRC.
Ek het nie in oorlog aan met die Waarheids- en Versoeningskommissie nie. Ek hoop en vertrou dat hulle alles in hulle vermoë sal doen om die skrydende onreg wat tans besig is, om dit uit die weg te ruim. Die onreg waar daar bykans geen regs is nog ooit amnestie gekry het nie. En waar duisende ANC's en lede van Umkhonto weSizwe nie eens aangekla is nie. En ander natuurlik vrygelaat is, terwyl die boere nog steeds in die gevangenis sit.